Hey, what's up, guys? Something really funny just happened at work, basically. So, if you remember the previous video where I was actually covering the challenge that I'm currently having at my daily work, and my current contract at Upwork, that regards conversion of UK postcodes to somewhat rightmost specific codes, and we had a voice conversation with my client, and well, he's a British native speaker with a very cool, kind of amazing, epic British accent, and compare that to mine. Basically, yeah, it's really awful, probably compared to his, but until this very day, I was absolutely sure that my English is fairly just fine for working conversations, and I still can't really calm down. So probably if you've been for a while in web development, you've heard about cookies that are used by the browsers just in order to update somewhat user data. Let me just invoke my developer tools just to show you what I mean by saying that. So if you just inspect the request, then here actually we'll see that, okay, here it is, cookie. Okay, so it's the user kind of related information, and there was an issue, and there are kind of two parts in this video. The first part is very fun, and just I'll share it with you just in a moment, and another one is serious and technical, that's interesting as well, probably. Well, so I'll cover that also. But let me just start with the first one. So sometimes it happens that the search results might vary regarding might vary basing on different cookies. So if you have cookie like this, then you might have this sort of data, and if you have another cookie, then you might end up with a different sort of data. And when my client said there is something wrong with the data that is retrieved by the scraper that I've written, I thought well, maybe something wrong with the cookies, right? And I just tell him a phrase that to my personal opinion was absolutely fine, and I just ask him, hey, could you please grab your cookies? And he starts laughing it's like I said something weird, and I'm just, hey, what's wrong? Just grab your cookies. What's wrong with that? And he's still laughing, and it just says saying grab your cookies is just something like grab your balls. And then I started laughing, basically, yeah. Grab your cookies. So that's why this video is entitled grab your cookies. So don't forget to grab your cookies. It's I don't mind to grab my cookies, but if that helps to obtain the right data set, well, I would definitely grab my cookies. That's just fine. So yeah, that was really amazing. So I just really wanted to share it with you guys. Okay, now let's go to the serious part, basically. So the last video I've shown you how to convert this UK postcodes to CR06QG, this sort of postcodes to somewhat rightmost specific codes, and I just show you this sort of your API endpoint. But it turned out that basically it's not really the correct specific results that you can obtain here, but instead these kind of results just given the general area in the United Kingdom, basically. So this CR just doesn't basically care about this part, so CR is kind of basically the only thing that matters here, really. So all this data is just given for this CR area. So it's not exactly what actually needed to be done. And here is the second part of the challenge, basically. So if here we just click for sale, okay, and then we just see a location identifier is still not being initialized, and here we just click find properties, then suddenly over here he starts specifying some sort of location identifier. But for the last 2 days, I had no fucking idea where this comes from. Absolutely, I was insane. I have no idea how exactly. And the most fun thing here that eventually my client gave me an idea of how one can obtain this kind of code. And first I thought that's kind of impossible, but then when there was basically nothing to lose really, I just decided to try it, and suddenly it worked, and this is absolutely amazing. So let me just quickly show you how exactly this is actually possible. So we're just going back here, and by the way, don't look at this no search results. We can simply specify the quarter-mile radius here, and in that case it will actually find the results, the exact results that are needed basically to be found here. So just bearing this in mind, okay? And the challenge was actually not to obtain the general kind of locations for the given area, but get this one specific, this one exact location, this one exact rightmost specific code. So if we just go to the previous page here, and okay, one more time, so over here, and I just thought that where on earth this location identifier can actually be retrieved from, and I just went to view page source here, and I just tried my luck and typed location identifier like this, and you know, I was really surprised when suddenly on this page I saw this, and I said like, oh my god, this is the exact code that I need, and that means that I can simply use this kind of link and extract this location identifier from it, and that's the solution. That's kind of just import request, make HTTP GET request to this URL. I probably won't be showing this, guys, because it's far pretty trivial to show. And then just obtaining this postcode, and that's kind of it. And then you can generate your URL using this postcode, and then just add all those parameters from the form that I had in my app, and that's kind of it. So, you know, like, this was so easy from the one hand, and at the same time it was, I don't know, it was so cool basically. So, you know, like, now I'm celebrating. Yeah, because, you know, like, it's a turning point for me basically. Like, until this moment I wasn't really sure if I actually can do that job right or not. I mean, no, it's not about get paid, not at all, of course. It just, getting paid doesn't matter anything basically. It's all about the trust to your client, and the trust of your client to you basically, and it's all about the human relationship, which to my personal opinion is kind of the most ever important part when you're freelancing, because that what actually helps you to stand out. So everybody's okay to make the job for money and say like, we don't know, this is impossible, just I'm not going to do this, you just pay for what I've done and just get away from here, like, next client, right? So that's the casual behavior of all the freelancers, and it's really pity that it happens basically out there on the freelancing platforms. And I personally believe that it's definitely wrong approach, while the right approach is actually to try to do your best, even just if it's not profitable to you from the money perspective. You know, like, I almost didn't track time while I've been working for like 10 hours yesterday and today, and that's far more compared to actually, so I tracked just a couple of hours, that's it. But you know, like, I've been working much more. But you know, like, I believe this is really important, because you can't buy clients' trust, and you know, like, good relationships with your clients are far more important compared to the income, because this allows you to build a long-term relationship, which is great either for you or for your client as well, because it's really good to work with one person for a long term. And you know, like, it takes time to get in touch basically, to start understanding each other. But as far as this is done, later on, kind of, you know, like, together you can do lots of really cool stuff, and your client gets the app of his dream, and you're getting the job of your dream, and everybody is happy. So this is kind of the idea. So I probably encourage you guys to try this yourselves. So it's not always about the money. It's, you know, like, I believe it's really important to basically try to find out the truth. Basically, just try to dig as deep as possible to actually try to get this kind of solution, well, almost at any cost. I mean, like, almost, because, well, probably you don't have to die to find this, but almost. So trying to do your best. Just forget about money, forget about everything. Just a matter of your honesty. Just try to find this just for your own selves, not because of the job, not because of the clients. Just you had to do this because just that's your reputation, basically. So this is kind of it for this video. Well, I hope you get some fun regarding grab my cookies. So yeah, grab my cookies. Okay, it's kind of meme now for me. Yeah. And on the other hand, well, I think that this kind of example of the particular technical solution might illustrate how it's important to dive really deep into whatever task you're encountering. So I really hope this was fun. I hope this motivates you guys for the future jobs and stuff like that. So this is kind of it for this video. So until next time, and take care.